Welcome to Mindfully Integrative Podcast with your host, Dr. Damaris G. Mindfully Integrative is a podcast discussing ways toward mindfully incorporating integrative health into our lives. This podcast will have informative resources, fun topics, interviews, and discussions relatable for today with a true mindful perspective in a mind-body, holistic life approach.
Hi, how are you? This is Damaris Maria Grossman, your Integrative DNP. And today I'm going to share my screen because I want to talk about my results with Function Health and kind of how this kind of eye-opener for what it'll be for other people. So Function Health is a platform that's used to get over 100 labs and biomarkers to see where you are, and not just a basic annual panel, and to see kind of what is going on in your health. So I went and did it for myself, and I wanted to even see my biological age. And I wanted to then, so now I'm going to share my screen so you can see it. And okay, so I'm sharing my screen. So you'll see over here, I have your health, and then it'll have clinician's notes, and it'll show what was in range, what was out of range, and what needs improving. You'll see here I had 90 in range, 14 out of range, and improving. Things that we're going to go over today real quick is like autoimmunity, what was in range, what was really out of range. That's what I want to chat about. And then what's my biological age? So I'm in my 40s, but my biological age is 29 and a half. So what that is, it's like, lets me know that what I have been doing has been working. And the past year and a half to 2 years, I have been working more about my longevity and what I'm putting in my body, what I've done mindfully with food, nutrition, and overall health. And it has been working. And I'm so grateful for that. And you can see I'm in my 40s, but my biological age is in my 20s. And I really do feel like I'm 10 years younger, and I feel that way. So why is this important? What it means is that when it comes to longevity in your DNA and what you are producing and things, it will affect your health. So that's just in the biological. Now, does that mean I was perfect? No, I do have markers that were irregular. And you'll see here, the mean corpuscle hemoglobin concentration. I am iron anemic. I've always had a little bit of deficiency, but lately I'm a little bit more. So I have to kind of work on that. Over here, these are heart markers, and that's important. You know, I thought it was kind of always all situated, and I noticed that I wasn't. So what this means is I really need to kind of up these or lower them depending upon the need. And it also means that I need to work on it. So you'll see here, these are markers you probably have not usually seen. HDL large, LDL medium, particle numbers, peak size, small. And what this is letting you know is the size of the lipid proteins and the lipid fats. So instead of just like total cholesterol, triglycerides, HDL, LDL, this actually breaks it down and gives you more of a number. And so it'll even give you the notes here of what it's supposed to be, where it's at. So over here, you'll see I'm at 370. I should be below 215. What this means is that there's still presence of small, dense particles. When I go back to look at that range, this is high. I'm at 1600. You know, I do take omega-3, but that's more than it should be, right? That should be a lot lower for my age. And that's something I need to work on, and eventually even maybe get some cardiac workup. How do I work on this? More cardiovascular, more, a checkup. I probably will get a clearly test with my functional cardiologist. And, kind of see if there's any sort of blockages. What can I improve? Yes, I've lost a lot of weight. Yes, I've improved, but, I still have to do work. So what this is letting you know is that there is more to be there. That is called prevention. So if nothing else does for you, it should open your eyes and say, hey, how do I prevent myself from a heart attack? How do I prevent myself from XYZ? How do I increase my longevity within my life? And how do I be happy with that? Instead of just closing your eyes and being naive to what things are, or your primary or your provider is telling you that you're just fine. Sorry to tell you, most probably you're not, because 85 to 90% of my clients and patients are not fine, and their blood work comes off somewhere. Now, just because their blood work is off does not mean necessarily that I have to go and give them a medication, but that does mean that there needs to be some sort of intervention and conversation. And what that means is the conversation has to be, what are you eating? What are you putting in your body? Lifestyle management things, sleep, food, nutritional supplements. Are they needed? What's going on? And then is there some sort of irregularity that's come up? And so what these markers are doing for me is saying, hey, I'm not perfect, right? I've got that going on. So, my heart needs to be regulated. Even my immune regulation, it's a little lower than it should be. It should be a little bit more elevated. Means that I think need to work on some elderberry, echinacea, maybe more exercise, maybe more sleep. And then my metabolic health, very poor lately. I was on a fasting one. That still means I'm insulin resistant. That still means I need to work on, trying to not get type 2 diabetes. That means I have to work on my things. I'm not perfect in any way, but I'm trying to change my habits and my life. And that's what I want for you. It's, a process. It's ongoing. It's optimal health, meaning where were you? Where can you be? Where are you right now? And then where will you like to be? And if you don't change small things each and every day, you're not going to make a difference. So for me, yes, I have iron deficiency. So that means I have to have more iron in my diet. But then that also makes, where is my microbiome? My heart, I have to then get rechecked. I then may have to get a clearly check with my cardiologist. I may need a cardiologist. Didn't think I needed one. I need to see, maybe I need a full MRI panel. Let's check it out. See what that means. My immune system, it should be a little bit more up. Why is it down? What's going on? Metabolically, I shouldn't have insulin resistance. I do. I'm still having a touch of insulin resistance here. My glucose is low. My insulin was high and my leptin was low. Leptin means that's what stops you from wanting to eat more. And just because my leptin is low, you would think, oh, wow, I'm not going to eat as much, but maybe I'm not picking the right foods. You got to have a wake-up call. You got to let yourself know what's going on. Am I not getting enough protein? Obviously, I'm not, because if I was, my protein levels would have been better, but my iron is super low. I'm around 7. It should be a lot higher. I am iron deficient, so that is normal for me, but I'm a lot lower than that, and that's not good. So I will have to work on that and improve that. So these are things that I need to work on. The cool thing about this site is that it gives you foods to eat, supplements that you could also take, and then what are causes for this? So for example, I'm low iron, and you'll see here iron deficiency, which I am iron deficient. I could improve my diet. Genetically, I have some absorption issues, but it also lets me know that I really need to work on what I'm putting in my body. So maybe I need some bone broth. Maybe I need more collagen. These are vegetables I could benefit from. More fruits, more beans. What am I putting in my body that, could benefit, increasing the iron intake? And then, of course, when you're taking iron, for me, vitamin C will help absorb that. So that is just a quick overview of what Function Health is. If you would like a link for me to invite you, I'll send you a code. But basically, the reason I do like it for individuals that it's $500. You get 2 sets of labs. It's so much cheaper than what's been available online. And, for what I have to order, people sometimes they have to pay thousands of dollars. And it's an opportunity for them to have kind of a look there. If you have any questions, reach out to me and I'd be glad to talk with you. And have a great rest of your day. Thank you for listening to the Mindfully Integrative Show with Dr. Damaris Maria Grossman, family nurse practitioner. This podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not to substitute for professional medical advice, diagnose, or treat. Always consult your healthcare provider before making changes to your healthcare routine. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. If you enjoyed our show, please support us by leaving a mindful review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite streaming platform. Interested in being a guest or more information? Email us at info@mindfullyintegrative.com. For resources mentioned in the show, visit our website at www.mindfullyintegrative.com. You can also connect mindfully with Dr. Damaris on her social media links found on the site. May your strength and peace guide you to find a mindful way every day. Namaste.